guys, your girl Jody D.I.A, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a start to finish of how I achieve this unit. Normally I'll show you a little clip of how I bleach the knots, tint the lace, and so forth. Today is a beginner friendly full on of how I achieve this look. So pretty much how the unit looked in its natural state, how I installed the unit, how I customized it, how I styled it. So yeah, so you get the full view of everything. So if you want to see how I achieve this look, keep watching.
And this is how the hair came. You know, it's looking beautiful. The lace was already pre-plucked, and this is after I've plucked it, bleached the knots and everything. This is how it's looking, more sleeker. And what I decided to do is to color it, give it a little lift without bleaching the hair. And what I'm using is that red color by Kiss. It's the crimson red. I'm just adding it with a little developer, and this is how the color looks before I start to add it on the hair. And how you'll do it is just from tip to the top, and I didn't put any of the roots because I just wanted to give the hair a little lift so that it's not black or anything. Then I wrapped it up with a plastic bag and just add some heat to it so that it can take the color quickly. And this is how it looks when everything was done. This is the hair in the natural state. Yeah.
Okay, so it's been a little while since I've done an installment on camera, like just the start and to finish. So I decided that today I'll be doing that. Let me just adjust my camera here. So here I have a unit. I showed you guys how the unit looked when it originally came. This is the wig, how it's looking. It's looking exactly how I wanted it. I didn't want it to be extremely burgundy or red because I already have a 99J wig, but I didn't want it black. So this kind of gives it, I don't know if the camera shows it off, but it kind of give it like a, it shows the little burgundy red looking type of hair, but not that much, but then it doesn't look black either. So it has the little redness coming from it. I'm not sure if the camera is giving it off, but it does have it. Maybe if I go into the sun, then it will look brighter. So normally what I do, and I haven't cut the lace off or anything, I normally like to just hot comb the front just to make sure that all the little flyaways are out. Today's video too, I'm also gonna glue it down. Of course, you guys know my favorite is the Hold Me Down adhesive by Erica J. Honestly, I don't know if it's because it's the first glue that I've ever used, and you know, normally that's the thing. Whenever you started out using something, even if you move to something else, you're still not satisfied. I've used other glues, but I don't know, there's nothing that compares to this. So this is the glue that I'll be using, the Laid Me Down adhesive by Erica J. And then I'm also going to use the Hold Me Down Skin Guard too, also by Erica J. So first, you want to make sure that your face is clean. And I did use the alcohol to like clean my face and stuff like that. I'm not going to be doing the ball cap method because, as I said, I'm not going to be keeping it on for a long time. So it doesn't make any sense to do the ball cap method. So you want to protect your eyes. And then you just spray right across the perimeter of your forehead where the wig is gonna, where the glue is gonna be. And then you wanna just dry it with your blow dryer on. It really does not take long to dry. Honestly, maybe a couple of seconds. Once you have dried it on, I'm gonna just add the glue to my forehead. And as I said, I'm not gonna be doing the ball cap method because I'm not gonna keep it on long. Okay, so now that the area is clean and everything, I'm just gonna add, and I'm only doing 2 layers because yeah, I'm not gonna be wearing it for a long time. Today's Saturday, so I may wear it today. Well, yeah, I'm gonna wear it today and then maybe tomorrow, and then I'll take it off by Monday. So I'm just gonna do 2 thin layers, and I don't really measure my forehead to see where I should put the glue because I've been doing it so many times, I already know where. So I'm just gonna add. Have my scissors right here. This is the wig right here. And let me see if I can adjust the camera so you guys can see. I have so much stuff on my thing, and I still do cut the wig in a zigzag motion. So I still cut it in a zigzag motion. And I already tinted the lace, guys. I use, of course, my tailored crown. Yeah, and I have no complaint with the tailored crowns. I honestly prefer using the tint than using makeup. I hate to see the makeup on the lace because when the adhesive touches the lace with the makeup, to me it looks nasty. So I honestly don't practice it. The first layer of glue is dried, so I'm just gonna go ahead with the second layer. Okay, so as you can see, the front is drying, and I'm not gonna wait until it's completely clear everywhere because here is dry right here, so it's right down here, you know, that's drying, which that's fine. So I'm just gonna put the lace on, and as you can see, I'm gonna, after I take it off, I'm gonna this wig is gonna be glueless because that's how I have all of my wigs, but just for today it's not glueless. It's gonna have glue. So I'm literally just positioning the wig on my head. Normally it's a good idea, not normally, it is a good idea to position the lace on your head so you know exactly what's supposed to be glued, you know, pretty much before you put it on. But as you can see, guys, I'm doing everything back way. So I'm putting it down on all the areas that are dried except for the corner, because as you can see, it is still white. So you want to make sure that everything is flat, and trust me, guys, this is a good hold. And of course, I know, because I don't want to have to do it and then have to wipe it off. I know that when I glue it down, there are areas that's not gonna, you know, it's not gonna automatically catch into the glue. But then that's when you go in, because as you can see, I have some extra right here, but as right here you can see it's on point. Right here it's on point. So everything is done, just you know, re-glue the areas that didn't. Now that it's in, I'm gonna just blow dry it a little so that the sides can dry properly, and then also it can melt the glue so that it's laid all the way down into my skin. And it's a good thing when you cut the excess lace off at the ends or at the ear tabs after you've glued it down, because I've had it even for myself. I cut it off, it looks like it fits, and then I cut it off, and then by the time I put it on and I'm ready to glue it down, or when I glue it down, I see that the lace or I cut it a little bit too short. So it's a pretty good thing in that sense to just cut off the tabs. And what I mean by tabs is this little flappy area right here, to cut it off after you've glued down the unit. That way, you know, you're not cutting it short or anything like that. So this is what I was talking about. So right here at the front, I have a little extra lace. So pretty much everywhere that you have the extra lace, you have two options. Depending on how far it came out, you can cut it off or you can just glue it down. For me, I don't think it's out too far. Maybe right here, I'm gonna cut off a little bit out here. But then for right here, it's fine. I have a lot of forehead space because I told you before, my forehead is big. So I'm not gonna cut it off right here, but I'm gonna cut it off right around here. Just so see, here is looking a lot better. And guys, if you don't have one of these little magnifying looking glass that zooms up, you need to get one, because this pretty much zooms it all the way up, where everything that you really can see just by looking at it like that, this kind of, you know, brings it up closer to you so that you can see. So I'll just be using that to just cut off the little excess lace right here. This hairline is melted to the gods. And of course, if you have tinted the lace and after everything is done you see that it wasn't tinted, of course you can go back in with your lace tint it, and then blow dry it again. So let me zoom up. Look at that melt, guys. So that is, and I can, as I come up, you can see the color a little bit more. This side is melted. This side is also melted. What I'm going to do now over here, I'm going to cut off the excess lace. I just put it on the back of this. Anything. I'll put it on the top of my pipe if I have to, if I'm in the bathroom, but if I don't have anything to put it on. But for right now, I'm going to put it on this little cover thing right here. And then I'm just trying to make sure there's no excess hair or anything right on my face. So I'm just pulling it, making sure that I clear the way for everything. And then what I'm gonna do, use the back of my comb or anything that you have that is small, and then you can go ahead and just pretty much just put it where you want the lace to melt. So I'm just putting it right here, and I'm gonna do 2 layers again, especially because these are thin layers. So I'm just doing 2 thin layers, and of course you can choose to do 1, or you could have done more depending on the hole that you're looking for. But because I know I'm not going to have it on for a long time, I'm just using the 10. Not the 10, but the 2. And then once it melts, once it turns clear, like it is right now, pretty much, then you can go ahead and just lay the glue. Not the glue, lay the lace in the glue. And then, of course, your blow dryer again, just to make sure everything is. For extra hold, what you can do, you can go in with like your got to be holding spray and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna do that because, as I said, I'm not gonna be wearing this for a very long time. So I'm just going to be putting, oh, see, here's another section that didn't catch, so I'm just gonna put a little right here. So as I said, I'm not gonna be wearing it for a long time, so I'm not gonna go ahead with the got to be spray. I'm not going to. So because what's the point? I'm only going to be wearing it for a day or 2. Okay guys, so now that everything is done, I'm gonna give you a close-up, and I can see the little purple, red, burgundy hues on the hair, and look at the melt. And I haven't elastic band it down or anything. And of course, even though I'm not going to be wearing it for a long time, I'm still going to use the elastic band method. I'm still going to hold it down with the elastic band. I'm still going to do the whole 9 yards. I think it melts and blends into my skin, but I don't know, because sometimes when you're in the house and it looks blended, then when you go into the sun, it's another story. So I'm just going to add some of my tailored crowns. The body looks a little beat up, but it's the tailored crown medium brown lace. That's the color I use. A little to the front, and you have to be careful because it will go in your eye. Okay, so you want to make sure that you spray the thing on it, and I'm just doing that. My bottle is almost done, so I don't have a lot. And then once you go ahead and spray it on it, then you're gonna dry it again. Yep. And I love this, and as I said, my color that I wear is medium brown. And I know it's not just me, but the little tint that I put on it, it is looking more blended. It's blending more into my skin. It's looking more natural. Yeah, I love it. And I can see the little color now. Since I'm in the direction of the window, you can see the kind of little purple, blue, brown color. So you can see that it's not jet black or brown, or you know, the natural black, since that is what most of my wigs, you know, that's the color most of my wigs are in, so I didn't want to use that. So now once you go ahead and do that, you're going to use the hot comb. You have to be very gentle because especially if it's hot, it will definitely burn you. But the hot comb gives it a nice little melt. So you want to make sure that you use the hot comb just to continue to melt everything in. Again, be very careful. And then once I use the hot comb to melt everything in, then I'm gonna get my elastic band, and then I'm gonna put the elastic band so that it can continue to melt while I, you know, decide what style I'm gonna do, or while I melt everything in. So I'm just cutting up. Yeah, I might do, oh, right here I have a little slip, so I either need to cut it off or I need to use the heat and melt it down. Or maybe once I do the hot comb, not the hot comb, the elastic band, and it will melt. Okay, so now that the elastic band is on, setting my hair line, I'm trying to decide what I'm gonna do. I've always done like a little curl, a little, yeah, I've always done, yeah, I want to do something different. Let me adjust my camera because I don't know what I did to it, but it's, okay, so now that the elastic band is on my hairline, melting it, I think I'm gonna do like a up and down style. So what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna pluck my hairline out a little bit more. You can pluck on your hair, your head. You know, this makes it easier in terms of when you're constructing your hairline and you want it to be, you know, like your actual hairline. So it's one good thing, you know, to pluck it on your head, because at least you get to see exactly how you want it. Pretty much pluck anywhere that look dense, and you want to make sure that the pointed part is not going down to the lace. And you want to take your time because you don't want to be too rough. Remember, it's still lace. And I'm just gonna kindly pull at it, and yes, hair is coming out, so you want to take, okay, so I'm thinking, guys, that I'm gonna do not a bun, but I'm gonna do like a updo, so half up, half down with a little swoop. So I'm gonna take some baby hair out, but not a lot. I'm not gonna have any right here, but I'm gonna have some right here that swoops right here, and then some that swoops right here, and then I'll have a little side thing, little, what do you call it, like a little sideburn. I don't naturally have sideburns, but I'm gonna create some sideburns. So the first thing I want to do, I'm gonna take out the hair. I'm trying to decide where the swoops are gonna be, so I'm gonna have one right here that goes like this, so that means I'm gonna need something right there, and then I'm gonna have one that goes like this, so I'm gonna need something right there, and then I'm gonna have this. So I'm gonna have one swoop right here, one swoop right here, so that means I'm needing to take some hair right here out. So I'm not gonna take out a lot, so just a little, so I can make my swoop, just a little. My hot comb turned off, but just a little, and then I'm gonna hot comb it out. And then I'm gonna take a little out right here too. So just right here. Not a lot, so right. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, these three. Yeah, those three with that three. And then, as I said, I'm not gonna be doing any baby hair in the middle. There's hair in my mouth. Okay, so I'm just wanting to make sure I have these out of the way so that I can start the styling. And once I do the ponytail, then I'm gonna go ahead and once I do the ponytail, then I'll be going ahead and cutting these so that I can do the swoop. So I won't be doing the swoop before, I'm gonna be doing the swoop after. Okay, guys, so I'm struggling because Jada is not here. And I need someone to part my hair for me. So of course, my hair is not gonna be parted properly, but it doesn't matter because nobody's looking on that section or around there. So I'm pretty much just feeling for where the lace is, because while this is a 13 by 16 wig, lace, the 13 by 6 isn't everywhere. Right here is an inch, and then the 13 by 6 is at the top. So I'm just wanting to section everything out, and I think I have it together. I hope I do. So I'm just pretty much setting up everything that is supposed to go up and making sure that everything that is supposed to go down, you know, is in the correct place. So I'm just using my hands to feel, because I can see at the back of my head, and I'm not even putting too much work into it either way, because once I do the ponytail, nobody's gonna see there anyway. So once you have where you're wanting to do the ponytail, or the up ponytail portion of your hairstyle, you want to make sure that you section it off and then section off the back as well. And I'm just going to section off the back and I'm going to use this elastic bands. I'm using that. And then what you want to do, because you want to make sure, I don't know, I don't like too sculpt ponytail. What I mean by that is I don't like when it's too neat and stiff, and no. So I'm not going to be using any spritz or anything. I'm just going to be using my Fluff Stuff hair mousse, which is also a sculpting mousse because it's a styling foam. And I'm also going to use my Frizz Bully from Hair by Erica J. So as you can see, I have the whole Hair by Erica J set up. So I'm going to use the wax stick, and I'm just going to slightly glide it on my hair so that it takes away all the frizz. And then once I do that, I'm gonna use my hot comb to just melt the wax, and then I'm gonna catch it up, because as I said, I don't want it to be too stiff because I'm gonna take it out anyways. I'm gonna take it out anyway, so I don't want it to be too stiff. So I just want it to be neat. So I'm just putting this, using the hot comb and just melting the wax, and you can already see everything is melted. And you want to be careful when you're using the hot comb, because I can't tell you the amount of times I burn myself. So see, look at that. So I'm just using that, trying to be careful. I'm gonna use the Fluff Stuff as well to just kind of tame these down while after I cut it, because I don't know, I don't like stiff baby hair. So I may just use the Fluff Stuff to lay my baby hair instead of the Got to Be holding spray. I know, because as I said, I want this to be kind of like a, I'm burning stuff up. My hot comb is melting the glue stuff, the eyelash thing. If I had Jada, I could just call her and ask her to help me, but she ain't here, so I'm gonna have to make do, because I'm home alone with the boys, and Claude J is not here either for me to call Claude J. So yeah, I think this is it. And then of course, once I catch it up, once I make the ponytail, then of course, I can go in with my mousse. I can go back in with my wax stick to make sure that it's neat. So I think this is it for her right now. So I'm just making my knot for my ponytail. And then I'm gonna pull it tighter. Yes, use it to like carefully form them out. So I'm gonna cut it. I'm not gonna cut it too short. Not too short, but I don't want it too long either. But here, I don't want it long, so I'm gonna cut the sideburns short, because I want it to look natural. And I'm just gonna add the mousse so it can just, in the meantime, hold the sideburn down. So I'm just putting the mousse on the sides. And then of course you can, once everything is, in place, you can cut it down more. But right now I'm gonna leave it at this. And then when I'm done, then I'll decide, if I wanted to cut it down. Now that everything is cut, I'm gonna be using my Erica J mousse, the Fluff Stuff, smells so good, to do my baby hair. Normally I use that little 3-in-1 tool where it has the brush, the comb, and then the little thing to put the glue on, but I don't know, I used it the other day and I can't find it. Want to make sure that all the hairs on it is cut. And then I'm just gonna spray my Fluff Stuff, and then I'm gonna comb and swoop. So just comb and swoop, comb and swoop. And you want to make sure you go fast because you don't want it to lift your glue up. And I'm doing the same thing right here. I'm just adding the mousse. And trust me, to set the baby hair, it's kind of difficult if it's not something that you're used to. So you can literally do it as many times as you want to, until however you want it, like until it's set to however you want it. I'm not a baby hair type of person, so I just want to make sure it has a nice little thing to it, because either way I'm going to kind of comb it out anyway. So I'm just, and the comb isn't doing too bad. I know I would have done it better, or because I feel more comfortable using the brush thing, but I don't have it, so this is going to have to do. So this is my baby hair for this side, and then of course, you know, I'm going to have to do it over this side. And I don't know, for some reason this side always ends up turning out better, and I end up doing this side in less time than I take to do the other side. So I'm doing that, and I'm just doing the same thing pretty much, combing it out, making the soup. And as you guys can see, I finished this side in lesser time than I took to do the other side. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna wrap it up, and then I'm gonna sit under the blow dryer for a couple of minutes so that it can dry. Okay, so while my edges are drying, I've decided to like wrap a piece of the hair, you know, around the scrunchie, because I had to use like a makeshift one because this one didn't have much stretch. So I had to make one with my cap, my stocking cap. Just literally cut the bottom off the cap and then put it on it. So yeah, and while I'm not using the Got To Be spray, I'm using my Sebastian shaper, and this is just like a dry holding spray, so it holds it but not too stiff. So I'm just, you know, spraying a little of that on the hair, and then I'm gonna dry it. So pretty much what that's doing, it's making it neat, but it's not making it stiff. So right now what I'm gonna do, I've decided that I'm gonna add some curls. So I'm not gonna do a straight up and down style. I'm gonna do some curling iron curls. So I'm gonna curl it with my curling iron. Wonder if I should, no, I was going to flat iron it first, but I'm not going to, just because this hair is, as you can see, it's the natural state after it's washed, but it's still silky. So I'm not gonna add any more heat to it because my heat protector is done, so I don't even have anything to protect it with. But we're just gonna do some curls. So I'm just gonna use my curling iron to put some little curls in it, and this inch is 18 inches, by the way. So I'm just using my curling iron, and I'm curling away from the face, so I'm just pulling it down to the end, and then I'm just gonna twirl it, and then I go back up. Once the ends are twirled and curled under, then I go back up and I just wrap my curling iron around it, or how it holds. So I'm just using my fingers to part the sections, and I'm just gonna do the same thing throughout the back. Okay, so I would want to say the curls did hold up over this side. They did drop a little, but they're still there. And now that I'm finished with the back, I'm gonna do some curls at the top. So now that everything is pretty much done, I'm gonna get my face together, and then I'll be back. And this is the final look, guys. I'm just loving this look. I'm just loving how everything came out. And I'm glad you guys were here with me from start to finish, because normally I always style the wig before I put it on, or I go off camera to put it on. You guys were there from the beginning, and I am loving the curls are popping. And guys, listen, this unit is everything. I'm loving this unit. And as I was saying earlier, this is 18 inches. It's originally body wave. And yeah, this is something that I'm looking to carry. So I'm just testing it out to make sure that everything is, and so far I'm loving everything. To be honest, I didn't get a lot of shedding with this unit. And yeah, it didn't shed a lot. As you can see, as I said, this wasn't flat iron, and the ends are still looking beautiful. This is 150 density, no, 180 density. So I like the fullness of the unit and everything. And yeah, I'm just feeling this look. And now that it's getting a little darker, you can kind of see the color popping through. Yeah, the color is coming through now that it's getting a little darker, because remember, we didn't bleach it to get the look. It was literally mixed with some developer to give the hair kind of a little lift, because I didn't want to use didn't want it to stay in the natural black that it came in, because I have so much unit in that color. But yeah, just take a second to appreciate the look. And the lace, yeah, come through, lace, come through. Yeah, the lace is looking nice. And I didn't even bother, as you can see, I didn't even bother to comb the baby hair out, because it was looking so nice after everything was dried. So I'm like, you know what, let me just leave it. Let me just leave it. Because it was looking so nice. So guys, I love it. If you do like this unit, let me know in the comment section. If you are interested in purchasing this unit, just hit me up on my Instagram. It's hair_by_Jody J. Yeah, so again, it's hair_by_Jody J. Again, tell me how you love this unit. Tell me if you love the style. And yeah, let me know what other videos you like to see. And yeah, thanks so much for joining. Thanks so much for keeping up with me. And yeah, see you next time.